It was ice cold inside Discovery World Friday as families came to ice skate with Queen Elsa from Frozen. Discovery World in Parkersburg held an ice skating event Friday with a special guest. Queen Elsa of Disney's Frozen took time out of her busy schedule to spend the day skating and speaking to the children who attended. Your ticket gets you a 50-minute skating window with provided skates. They also have a selection of Frozen merchandise available to purchase. Gabrielle Arthurs, a member of Discovery World, says the skating conditions are perfect for kids.
The synthetic ice is super easy for the kids to ice skate on, especially starting out, and they're already my oldest and our cousins are already ice skating without walkers.
Discovery World will be offering tickets to more ice skating events featuring other characters like Princess Anna. To learn more, visit their website for event dates and ticket pricing.